And we're back for game 2. They've done the sideboarding. I don't believe anybody has mulliganed, which is nice.
It's always a plus.
So, if you're Cohen, you're probably looking at bringing in end hostilities, maybe something for the whip, a race.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's got cards like that in his sideboard. You definitely want to be prepared for a matchup like this.
So these guys are both 2-0 before this match.
I think Cohen actually lost a game to Andy, I think.
Oh, so Trent got paired down?
Yeah, so there were 3 people that were 2-0, and then Trent got paired down.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was myself, Trent, and Andy were all 2-0.
So how does the pairing down work, or is that just the computer just goes, yep, someone has to play paired down?
Yeah, well, because there were 3 of us, Trent obviously had the worst opponent match win percentage.
Yep.
So he got paired down. So obviously someone that he's played has lost more games than the people that myself and Andy have played. So it looks like we're just going land go.
It's a bit of a slow start to the game.
Yeah.
Certainly not what Cohen wants, I would think.
Well, I definitely think he's playing a more control-y version of the Jeskai deck. I think he has some aggressive elements like the Hushwing Griffs and the Secret of the Waves, but I think he's playing a more controlled version. He does have Dig Through Time in his hand.
I love seeing Hushwing Griff. I'm such a fan of that card.
It's very good.
I
very
think
underrated.
I think it's even better in Modern than it is in Standard.
Yeah. So he's just going to flash it in now. Not going to try and look for a gotcha moment. He's just going to play it and get in some damage.
And so he's gone to 19 there. Those dice haven't been reset, so we'll try and keep score as we go along.
Yeah. And
Trent's on 19 also, taking
he's taking
one.
2. He's taking one from the Yavimaya Coast and one from the Polluted Delta Craft.
Yep. So we've got Trent on 18, which his dice is actually correct.
Yeah.
Only because of the fact that he hasn't moved it. Versus Cohen 19.
Yeah. And Cohen's got an end hostilities in his hand, so he's definitely looking to play a lot longer game. Got a Doomwake Giant on top is not going to be able to kill the Hushwing Griff when he gets around to playing that.
I thought the Hushwing was a 2-1.
It is, but it won't. The Doomwake won't trigger.
Ah, yes, because of the ability of the Hushwing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Nice one.
So Trent's played an Urborg and gone up to 19, and then attacked for 2.
I think he's actually gone up to 17 from 16 because he took 2 from the Griff in the previous turn.
Oh, okay, yep.
And that's a commune with 2 Hornet Queens there.
Yeah, looks like it.
With that Hushwing out, that causes a little bit of problem because the Wayfinder doesn't trigger, the Doomwake doesn't trigger, the Hornet Queen doesn't trigger, Sidisi doesn't trigger.
Yeah. This deck's built on value that you get from ETB effects from playing Whip, and all your cards just mill yourself, and you just keep whipping back all your creatures. And the Hushwing Griff does a good job of shutting that all down. Or at face value, all of Trent's creatures are terrible. A 5-mana 4/6 Doomwake Giant, 7-mana 2/2 Death Toucher, a 2-mana 1/1.
Although Trent's now hanging out for that Hero's Downfall on the top of his library.
Yeah.
He's certainly not going to commune that one away, I wouldn't think.
No. He's got a lot of ways to deal with the Hushwing Griff there. He's got Murderous Cuts as well as the Hero's Downfalls. So he's going to gain another life. And get in for another 2. I think that'll put him down to 15 because there was a 2 from the previous turn as well. And he gained a life. got a Doomwake Giant, just as a 4/6.
Just as something to beat next turn.
Yeah.
With the after the hero's downfall, maybe. He could even possibly hero's downfall lay out a Corsair, but that wouldn't really do much either way.
So I don't know if Cohen's debating end hostilities now, or he's gonna add more to his board. I think that's a Chandra Pyromaster in his hand.
So it's just doing 1 to a creature, and
Yeah, attack for 2. So he's just gonna trade the Chandra. He'll gain 6 life if he, unless he hero's downfalls the Chandra. But if he just attacks, he can attack it for 6.
so is he put out the Chandra to give Trent possibly a different option other than killing the Hushwing Griff?
Potentially, yeah.
Because the way I see it is, you heroes downfall the Griff and then attack the Chandra.
Yeah, but he's got the Whip of Erebos on top of his deck, so that can take out the Hushwing Griff from the Doomwake trigger. So if he wanted to, he can. Oh, he's just going to attack the Chandra. He obviously doesn't really feel the need to start racing, so he may as well keep these cards in hand and deal with Cohen's threats with the stuff that he's already got on the field.
Yep.
Cohen could also have been trying to just put stuff out that doesn't really affect the board to lull Trent into overextending into an end hostilities that he has in hand.
Yep.
But Trent doesn't fall for it. He's just going to keep up the murderous card.
Obviously,
the hero's downfall, sorry.
Obviously, Trent doesn't know about the end of hostilities like we do.
Yeah. He'd probably suspect it out of the sideboard. A lot of the Jeskai decks are playing some number of them.
And so Cohen comes through for 5, and we think, I don't know, he's
So just paying the full amount for a murderous cut.
Yep.
Just trying to be mana efficient. He wants to keep all these cards in his graveyard for when he plays the whip. And take out the Mandus Rider so that if he plays the whip this turn, he can kill the Hushwing Griff.
And so I think that puts Trent on to 17.
Yeah, I'm not 100%.
Well, I had him on 19 after he dropped the Palace because of the Corsair.
Yeah.
I think that puts him on 17. However, this is the whip.
He's going to play the whip. Oh, we got a Disdainful Stroke. That put a bit of a damper in Trent's plans. She's going to attack him for 6. I believe Colin is on 10, so he's going to have to come up with something to...
Well, he's still got a fistful of cards here, so...
Yeah. I don't think he wants to... Trent's got enough cards, he probably doesn't want to play the end hostilities, though Trent might be out of threats if he's not playing any spells. Though it's possible Trent sideboarded in his own Disdainful Strokes, which, yeah, there we go, one on top of his deck, so he might have one in hand as well.
Nice prediction.
And he's just trying to just keep attacking for 6 and then play around the end hostilities by keeping up Disdainful Stroke mana. Got any raise on the Doomwake Giant?
Well, that'll slow that down a little bit.
Yeah, a raise is a good one.
No, it's exile, is it?
Yeah, exile.
So it stops any whip shenanigans.
Yeah. Now, if Trent had a whip in hand, he would have already played it. So he's obviously looking for a whip.
And now he's had enough of that Hushwing.
And he had an attack in for 2 as well, so I believe he's on 8. Well, we've got this is dig through time.
Dig through time.
Yeah, a Disdainful Stroke. So Trent did have the
Disdainful did have one in hand already. It was a bit of a shame there for Cohen, because I think he was sort of relying on that one.
Yeah. So he's going to play the Temple of Triumph off the top of his deck and scry to the bottom.
So can we get a look at Cohen's hand here at all? So what's he got other than the end hostilities? Because he probably doesn't want to play an end hostilities just on a Corsa.
No, you definitely want to get some value, and if 8 is his correct life total, then
Although I can be completely wrong sometimes, and that's obviously it.
yeah, it's possible he has another one in hand, or he just wanted to stem the bleeding. There's a Soul of Innistrad. Trent's got no reach other than creatures, so having a lower life total doesn't make too much of a difference for Cohen, because Trent still has to play creatures out to attack.
Yep.
So it's possible he could have held on to the end hostilities for a little while, but Trent probably would have just attacked for 2 and passed the turn. No need to play into the end hostilities. And he's got another Disdainful Stroke in hand, so from now on he can play around it.
Well, in hindsight, it would have been better, obviously, for Cohen to end hostilities after the Soul of Innistrad came out.
Yeah. But I definitely think Trent would have played around it and just would have attacked for 2 and put Cohen to 6 rather than...
Yep. And with the Soul of Innistrad being a one-off in the deck, I believe.
Yeah, I think there might be another in the sideboard. There is in Shahar Shenhar's deck list.
So attacking through for 6, that possibly puts Cohen on to 2.
He's flashed in a Hushwing Griff.
Which at least gives him a blocker for the Soul.
He's got a couple of cards in hand that he's been holding on to for a while.
And there's a whip.
There we go. With Erebos.
That resolves. That'll be tough to get around.
Yeah, that's going to put the game fairly out of reach. Tread's got 2 Hornet Queens in his graveyard, a Doomwake Giant,
and no Hushwing on the board anymore.
Yeah.
Another Manus Rider, that puts Trent down to 12. Oh no, he just...
he gained the...
Apart from the 6 that...
6, yeah, so he'll be on 18, I believe.
And Cohen's certainly on the defence here.
Yeah, he needs to be able to deal with the whip and deal with the Soul of Innistrad. Though, Trent... is Trent going to whip something back this turn, or is he just going to pass?
I think he just attacked and passed.
Yeah.
Which seems odd with all the Hornet Queens.
Yeah, he might be keeping up to use the Soul of Innistrad activated ability and get 3 creatures back from his graveyard to his hand, and then to start casting them.
Just hard casting the Hornet Queens.
Yeah, and then because then you don't get them in exile. If they die, you can just whip them back again after that. So we've got
That's a Stoke.
That's an Arc Trail, I believe, for 3 and a Lightning Strike on the Soul to kill it. And Trent will just activate in response and get back some guys, and
Cohen realises that's game.
Yeah, he'll die to whatever Trent whips back, I believe.